Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we are reading together Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 16, Praise of King Prithu by the professional reciters, text 1. Let's chant together Mangala Charan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Matreya Uvacha Iti Bhuvanam Nripatim Iti Bhuvanam Nripatim Gayaka Munikaditah Kamunikaditah Tutsuvustucha Manasas Vatucha Manasas Tatvak Amrta Sevayam. Prabhuji, please. Matreya Uvacha Translation. Matreya Uvacha. The great sage Matreya said, Iti, thus, Bhuvanam, speaking, Nripatim, the king, Gayakah, the reciters, Munim, by the sages, Kauditah, having been instructed, Tustuvuh, praised and satisfied, Tustam, being pleased, Manasah, their minds, Tat, his, Vak, words, Amritam, nectarian, Sevayam, by hearing. Translation of His Divine Grace Abhacharana Ravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The great sage Matreya continued, while King Prithu thus spoke, the humility of his nectarian speeches pleased the reciters very much. Then again they continued to praise the king highly with exalted prayers, as they had been instructed by the great sages. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasvai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamakyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshvari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Praye Priye Om Jnana Timirandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamakyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's read together the purport of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Here the word Muni Kanditar indicates instructions received from great sages and saintly persons. Also, Maharaja Prithu was simply enthroned on the royal seat and was not at that time exhibiting his godly powers. The reciters like the Sutta, the Magadha and the Vandhi understood that King Prithu was an incarnation of God. They could understand this by the instructions given by the great sages and learned Brahmanas. We have to understand that incarnations of God by the instructions of authorized persons. We cannot manufacture a God by our own concoctions. As stated by Narottama Dasa Thakur, Sadhu Shastra Guru, one has to test all spiritual matters according to the instructions of saintly persons, scriptures, and the spiritual master. The spiritual master is one who follows the instructions of his predecessors, namely the sadhus or saintly persons. A bona fide spiritual master does not mention anything not mentioned in the authorized scriptures. Ordinary people have to follow the instructions of sadhu, shastra, and guru. Those statements made in the shastras and those made by the bona fide sadhu or guru cannot differ from one another. Reciters like the Sutta and Magadha were confidently aware that King Prithu was an incarnation of the personality of Godhead. Also, the king denied such praise because he was not at that time exhibiting his godly qualities. The reciters did not stop praising him. Rather, they were very pleased with the king, who also actually an incarnation of God, was so humble and delightful in his dealing with devotees. In this connection, we may note that previously 4.15.21 it was mentioned that King Prithu was smiling and was in a pleasant mood while speaking to the reciters. Thus we have to learn from the Lord of his incarnation how to become gentle and humble. The king's behavior was very pleasing to the reciters, and consequently the reciters continued their praise and even foretold the king's future activities, as they had been instructed by the sadhus and sages. In this purport, we can Srila Prabhupada explained us several very important things. First of all, that King Prithu, he's Shakti Avesha Avatara. So he is Shakti Avesha Avatara of Lord Krishna. But the same way so he is Jiva soul, but what is the difference between him and ourselves? That he is empowered. He is empowered with qualities. And that professional reciters, there are actually different type of professional reciters. We heard and we read many times in Srila Prabhupada books how he criticized them, professional reciters. He said in India it's very common. Sometimes people, they read different leelas, especially Leela, Krishna and Radha, how they dance together. They read it for people who are not devotees. They do not do any service, but they would like to listen how Krishna, he has his pastimes with Srimati Radharani. And then that professional reciters tell, you also can do it. That is very easy way to enjoy in that material life. And then they tell, okay, please give me some donation. And Srila Prabhupada, he criticized them. He said people, they should not read scriptures, especially such advanced leelas for non-devotees, and then ask donation like a business. They should not do it as a business. And Srila Prabhupada, he gave example of professional businessmen. Sometimes they offer to people low quality items and they ask money for that. And instead of selling gold, they sell cheap jewelry. Why? Because it's much easier to sell jewelry for 100 rupees rather than genuine gold. The same way, some of professional reciters in India who read different leelas, they tell to people what people would like to hear. And in the end, they ask money. Please give me money. I gave you very deep knowledge. Now please give money to me. And the other example, sometimes in communist countries, when leader is giving class, there are professional people who applauds. They're sitting in the between other visitors, and in each 5-10 minutes, they start applaud very, very loud. And the same way in material world, sometimes people, they would like to be in the circle of such pretenders. But that is not what Srila Prabhupada wanted us to do. But the same way, that professional reciters, about whom we are reading here in Srimad Bhagavatam, they are very, very different. They do not do it for money. They are very elevated devotees, and they were trained. They were trained by sadhus. They were trained. They had that spiritual training. And because of their divine qualities, they know the truth. They can see who is King Prithu. And it's very interesting telling here in purport that they started praise King Prithu even before he performed his beautiful qualities and his beautiful pastimes. And King Prithu, he denied. He said, no, how you can know about me? I did not even do anything. But they said, no, we know everything. We know about you. And they praise him. And that is quality of the devotee. So devotee, by the mercy of Sri Krishna, Krishna, he tells, I'll help you to understand whatever you need to know, and I'll help you to forget whatever you do not need. And how Krishna gives us memory and how Krishna gives us forgetfulness. It's a question. Yes, as a Paramatma, that's a correct answer. So Krishna, he gives us knowledge and forgetfulness as a Paramatma. And Srila Prabhupada, he explained, he said, we should not rely on Paramatma full time. We should, first of all, read books. We should listen classes. We should be in association of devotees who can explain to us. But in some situation, for example, some devotees, they live very, very far away. They do not, now, like in the age of technology, we can listen everything online and internet. But for example, even 20, 30 years ago, for example, in my country, in Russia, sometimes some Kirtana devotees, they travel all over the country and they visited small villages. And in that small villages, no internet, no books, nothing. That's in Kirtana devotees, they just left one Bhagavad Gita. And devotees read that Bhagavad Gita 5, 10, 15 years, because next big city, next temple, for example, in 5,000 kilometers, far, far away. And here, for example, in Australia, there are a lot of very far cities like Mildura in the middle of Australia, in the middle of nowhere, some very far away places. So in Srila Prabhupada, he explained that if we are sincere, we do everything what is required, Krishna will give us inspiration from the heart, and we will not feel alone even if we don't have physical association of devotees or our spiritual master. And it was a very interesting story about Srila Prabhupada and Subhak Maharaj. Has he ever visited Australia, Sydney? Yes. And so actually you know yourself, he's from Bengal, but he met Srila Prabhupada in London. When he was not like his disciple, he was in London, and devotees they introduced Subhak Maharaj to Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada asked, like, where are you from? He said, I'm from Bengal. And Srila Prabhupada said, oh wow, I'm also from Bengal. Where particular from? He said, I'm from Calcutta. And Srila Prabhupada said, I'm also from Calcutta. I know Calcutta very well. Where exactly are you from? And Subhak Maharaj, he was from one street, which is exactly between two suburbs in Calcutta. Very good suburb and very, very bad suburb. And Subhak Maharaj thought, if I will mention that place, Swamiji, by accident, could think that I'm from bad side of Calcutta. And he decided to move his address for one street more far for good suburb. And he mentioned that street. And Srila Prabhupada said, oh, wonderful, I know that street. It's very, very good side of Calcutta. And Subhak Maharaj thought, oh, I'm safe. Swamiji thinks I'm from good place of Calcutta. And it was in the morning. And in the evening was Bhagavad Gita class, and Srila Prabhupada gave that class, and in the middle of nowhere he looked at Subhak, that time not Maharaj, but now we call him Subhak Maharaj. He looked and said, you know, we always should be transparent in front of spiritual master. And Subhak Maharaj thought, interesting, but I never told anyone, even one devotee, that I'm from that street. Who could tell to Swamiji? And Srila Prabhupada looked at him again, eyes to eyes, and said, spiritual master, he knows everything, because Krishna is Paramatma in his heart. And Subhak Swami, he started being very nervous. He thought, what's going on? But it was just, I did not lie. I just moved my address literally for one street. I'm from Bengal, I'm from Calcutta, I'm from that suburb. I just moved my address for one street. And Swamiji, he again looked him, literally eyes to eyes, and he said, even one small lie is not acceptable. And then Subhak Maharaj, he understood that Srila Prabhupada, he knows everything, and it's impossible to cheat him. Why? Because he was pure devotee, and Krishna, he gives him inspiration from the heart. But for us, we first of all, we need to check information which we get with Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Like it's mentioned here in the purport. Guru, our spiritual masters. Who are Sadhu? Who are Sadhu? Yes, Sadhu are Sadhu is our association of devotees. That's why it's so important to us always be with devotees. And Shastras, our scriptures, our Srila Prabhupada books. And it's interesting that Sadhu, association of devotees, sometimes answer come indirectly. We just come for Srimad Bhagavatam class, so we have some conversation with devotees. And then devotee, even without our answer, he starts sharing something with us. Oh, yesterday I read such interesting quote. Let me share that with you. And while listening, we just realize, Krishna, it was my answer. I thought about that. Oh my goodness, you just answering me. You are responding me through this devotee. That's why it's so important. But for pure devotee, for very elevated and sincere devotee, Krishna, he talks with them through Paramatma directly. But we should not pretend, and we should not pretend that we are on that level. So first of all, we check everything with Guru. We can physically come and ask question. We always check with senior devotees, like Sadhu. We always can check reference in scriptures. That's why Srila Prabhupada, he always wanted us to read his books, because we can find all answers here. And now it's very easy, we can just Google, and Google will give us all references. But for very advanced and very pure devotee, Krishna, he gives information through heart. And it was very, very interesting in our Guru Parampara what's happened. It's happened with Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. Rupa Goswami, he wrote one poet, Chatur Pushpanjali poet. Recently we had very beautiful festival. What festival it was? Yes, it was Vasanta Panchami. And this Chatur Pushpanjali, like Chatur 4, and Pushpanjali flowers, Pushpa, a type of offering prayers to Srimati Radharani and about Srimati Radharani in form of that flowers. And she wrote it, and he decided to ask opinion of Sanatana Goswami. And Sanatana Goswami read it, and everything was amazing. But one point was very, very strange. Rupa Goswami, he described Srimati Radharani in many different beautiful ways, and then he said, he compared her hair, her braid, who knows with what? With snake. And Rupa Goswami, he thought, oh my God, how, like snake, there's such a envious animals. No one likes snakes. So Sanatana Goswami, he became astonished. He thought, why Rupa Goswami, he compares Srimati Radharani with snake, even her hair, because snakes are horrible. No one like snakes. It's a very strange example, and it's very strange example in his poet. And Rupa Goswami, he again came to Sanatana Goswami. What is your opinion? What do you think about my poet? And Sanatana Goswami said, okay, give me a few days. I need to think a little bit, and then I will give you feedback. And he came to the bank of Shyamakunda, and he started meditate. And then, you may know that pastimes. Yeah, Vanasaki Mataji knows. Who else knows? Okay. And he came to the bank of Shyamakunda and started meditate. And then he saw village girls. And that village girls, they play with each other, they just play with ball. And then he saw snake. And then he saw that snake literally on the back of one of village girl, and that snake literally tried to bite her in the neck. And Sanatana Goswami, he started shout, "Hey, careful, careful, there is snake next to you." And that girls, they became very scared and they asked, where is snake? Where is snake? Here, directly on your back. And they started laugh. And they said, no, it's not a snake. It's her braid. It's braid on her back. And that, at that moment, Sanatana Goswami, he realized. And then, Sanatana Goswami, he just looked at them. And in the 1 second, they disappeared. They just vanished. And Sanatana Goswami said, okay, I understood. It was who it was. It was Srimati Radharani herself with her gopis. They came to the bank of Shyamakunda to show that pastime to Sanatana Goswami, to explain him that Srimati Radharani braid looks like black snake. And after giving that realization, after giving that clarification to Sanatana Goswami, they just disappeared. And Sanatana Goswami, he came back to Rupa Goswami and he said, your poem is amazing. And you know what I love the most of all in your poet? Your particular point about Srimati Radharani braid, that it looks like black snake. I think it's a very, very clear and particular example. It's amazing. And that's how Krishna, he talks with pure devotees, but it's very, very high and advanced level, and we should never imitate, because Srila Prabhupada, he always gave us precautions. He always told us never become sahajiya. Who are sahajiya? Who takes bhakti very cheaply. Yes, exactly. Who takes bhakti very cheaply and who doesn't want to follow all steps and who wants to come for the highest level of Rupa, Sanatana, Shyamakunda, Radhakunda. That's why Srila Prabhupada, he always, we can listen and we can find it, and in his classes, and our spiritual masters, they tell us the same. Do your service in place where you live, because especially the place where Srila Prabhupada visited personally, like we are very lucky here in Sydney. Srila Prabhupada came here twice. It's Vrindavan. It's not different from Vrindavan. We should not look for Krishna on the bank of Shyamakunda and Radhakunda and look for gopis and Srimati Radharani. We should go to Vrindavan for a very short period of time, get inspiration, offer our obeisances for Dhamma, do service, and come back. and do service here in Sydney, or whoever from whoever. So it was very interesting when Gopal Krishna Maharaj was alive, and when devotees from far, far away they came to India, and in some countries it takes to devotees 2-3 years to collect money to go to Dhamma, because so that's reality. And they collected that money. They come to Vrindavan. And what question Gopal Krishna Maharaj asked them first? When are you going back? When are you going back? What service do you do in your temple? Devotee tell this. Okay, very good. 5-7 days, even 3 days in Vrindavan, go back. How is your Sankirtana? How are your deities? How is your book distribution? How is your preaching? How is your puja in the temple? Oh, you're cooking. When are you going back? How devotees are doing service without you? Go back. So, why? Because, even if you will sit in Shyama Kunda like Sanatana Goswami 365 days per year, we will not understand the pastimes, and we will not see Shrimati Radharani with her gopis. But if we will start thinking that we are observe that pastimes, that is sahajaya. So that is imitation. And we should be very, very attention. And Krishna, he tells in Bhagavad Gita, very interesting point in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, verse 10, in purport, Srila Prabhupada wrote to us, "To those who constantly serve in me, with love, I give understanding by which they can come to me." And it's very, so here Srila Prabhupada, he is talking about sincere devotee. And it's very interesting, who is sincere devotee? Maybe some comments, explanation. Whom we can call sincere devotee? Someone who tries his best. Yes, exactly. Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji, please. Someone who purifies his heart. Yes, exactly. Actually, while preparing for that class, I listened some classes for particular text of Srimad Bhagavatam. And it was quote from Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was actually, one time he was asked that question in the end of his class, who is sincere devotee? And the answer of Srila Prabhupada was the devotee who follows all instruction of spiritual master, like Bhava Prabhuji said and Mataji said, who tries to doing his best. And it was very interesting point. Even very, very small things. So that was Srila Prabhupada answer. Those who follows instructions of spiritual master, including very, very small things. Because sometimes we think, oh, it's not important, I can skip. But we should not cut edges, we should follow. And if we can't follow, we should try to do our best. Like Baba Vidyabhushana Prabhuji mentioned, who tried to do him best. So if we can't follow, we can come sincerely to our spiritual master. If we do not have access, we can write letter. We can tell to deities, I try to do my best, but I can't. Please give me strength, give me clarity, give me inspiration, give me whatever I need to get to follow. Please help me. But we should not think like, like in the beginning when I shared that pastime of Srila Prabhupada and Subhak Maharaj in London. When Subhak Maharaj, he was very junior devotee, and he thought, okay, I'll cheat Srila Prabhupada slightly. It's like a very slightly cheating. But Srila Prabhupada, he literally performed pastime. He said, no, you should not cheat your spiritual master even slightly. It's still cheating, even in the some small thing. Why? Because spiritual master, he knows everything. It's like X-ray, you know. When we come to X-ray procedure, they ask us, do you have any metal objects with you? And we tell no. Sometimes people, they forget some key in his pocket, and then when X-ray staff print X-ray picture, sometimes they see key in the pocket and they tell, look, that is key. You forgot metal object in your pocket. It's not good. It's not good for health because like it's dangerous. But it's example. So our cheating will be visible by spiritual master. We can cheat ourselves, we can cheat devotees around, but a spiritual master, he's like X-ray, he knows everything. Other point which you can read here in this puppet, that Krishna, he gives, and like we mentioned Bhagavad Gita 10.10, that Krishna, he gives everything what devotee needs. He gives clarity to understand, and he gives sometimes forgetfulness. For example, in this purport, Krishna, he gave smriti and jnana. He gave that information for reciters. He gave them understanding who is King Prithu. And they started glorify him even without King Prithu perform his qualities. But the same way, Krishna, he gives forgetfulness. What type of forgetfulness Krishna gives? Please give some example. Exactly. About the answer Mataji answered about our previous life. One time, one devotee, he asked Srila Prabhupada, Swamiji, sometimes in my dream, I see my past life, and I don't know, like, what is it? Am I pretending, or is it true? And Srila Prabhupada, he said, don't think like, is it true, or you pretend, or you dream about that. Krishna shows you what he saved you from. But when we come to Krishna consciousness, when we start chanting, when we start doing our service, Krishna, he helps us to forget all our bad habits and all our bad things which we were attached for, and bad association. And you know, some of us are very lucky, and some of us come from very advanced background. My husband Hari Chaitanya Prabhu, he was born in Brahman family. I know that some of devotees was born in Orissa, in Jagannath, Baba Vidyabhushan Prabhuji and his father, my god brother, they were from Orissa. Many devotees in Sydney, they worship to Balaji. Their family, birth by birth, worship to Balaji. Some devotees in Sydney, I know them personally, they worship to Nrsimhadev. They're from that parampara. But some devotees, by Srila Prabhupada mercy, we came from West. So we, like Srila Prabhupada, he performed that pastime and he gave Krishna consciousness for everyone. Does not matter what background is. So why I mentioned that? Because some of devotees in our community, they already were raised in that very high standard level of background of high standard level. From the birth they were vegetarian, they did not drink alcohol, they did not smoke, they did not even eat onion and garlic, they worship to deities. Like Srila Prabhupada, the best example of good birth is Srila Prabhupada himself, because what was his favorite toy and what was his favorite game? It's a question. Radhayatra. Yes, it was Radhayatra. So his father, he gifted him small Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra, small chariot, and Srila Prabhupada, he played Radhayatra. But not everyone come from that background. And Krishna consciousness is for everyone. And many of our even spiritual masters show us, like His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, Radhanath Swami Maharaj, Indradyumna Swami Maharaj, and many other spiritual masters. They're from West, Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, many other spiritual masters, Devamrita Maharaj. So I can't even mention everyone who is from West, but that is Srila Prabhupada pastime, to come for West, give that knowledge to Western people, and that is the biggest miracle what Srila Prabhupada did. He converted Chandala to Brahmanas, Mlechha to Brahmanas. That is miracle of Srila Prabhupada. And that is miracle of Krishna, because Krishna through Paramatma helps completely forget all bad habits, all bad association. Sometimes devotees, they even call, that was my previous life, that was my past life, but everything in that life, before Krishna consciousness and during Krishna consciousness. So that miracle what Krishna gives to us, when we come, Krishna through Paramatma, we become more attached for higher taste, for japa, association, prasadam, kirtan, and Krishna through Paramatma, he helps to forget everything what we should not think about. But that works only with devotees. Because with demons, Krishna also helps them to forget. Forget what? Forget Krishna. Forget Krishna himself. Because the demons, they're very jealous to Krishna. Demons, they actually would like to become Krishna himself, to be in the center of everything. And demons, they never ever, they cannot understand who is Krishna, even when Krishna shows his universal form. There were many pastimes in Vrindavan, when Krishna, and in Vrindavan and during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pastimes, demons, they never understood who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they never understood who is Krishna in Vrindavan, even after watching Krishna universal form. Why? Because Krishna, he gives forgetfulness, and Krishna, he gives jnana and smriti, and he gives clarity who is he only for his sincere devotee. And I would like to share with you one more example, and then we can have questions and maybe some comments and mutual discussion. That example is about pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When he came actually in hidden form. He did not tell everyone that he is Krishna. Is it correct? So actually, we ask, who knows the answer? Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he did not perform his form as a god? Why he did not show everyone that he is a god? Yes, he shows his form to, am I because I can't hear, I just repeat. He shows that to devotees who was around him, correct? Oh, yeah. He wanted to play part of the devotee. Yeah, that is correct. And who else knows? Yes, please, Prabhuji. Can't hear. Yeah, because he tried to hide his form. Actually, we asked that question. Hari Chaitanya Prabhuji asked that question for Devamrit Maharaj last year when he came to Sydney. And Devamrit Maharaj, he gave very, very interesting explanation. He said, like, there are a lot of Grihastha in this class. It was His Holiness Devamrit Maharaj answer, and he asked, like, do you tell to everyone about your relationship, like between husband and wife? And everyone said no, like it's like only family knows, like only husband and wife knows about that. And he said, because Lord Chaitanya is incarnation of Krishna and Radha and Radharani, both of them, like a golden form. That's why it's hidden incarnation. Actually, the question was why Lord Chaitanya was not very popular in India, because like he's from India, but many Hindus in India do not know him. And Devamrit Maharaj answered, because that is incarnation. It's very confidential incarnation, because it's incarnation of Radharani and Krishna. That's why it's very hidden, and only that incarnation is only for devotees. And actually, Lord Chaitanya, he performed that pastimes when he was alive, but his very, very close association, they understood that he is incarnation of God. And Rupa and Sanatana. And one time, Lord Chaitanya, he had conversation with them about different avatars. And they tried to give hint to Lord Chaitanya. We heard that in Kali Yuga, golden avatar will come. And Lord Chaitanya looked at them and said, yeah, but now let's discuss Kalki avatar. He didn't want to show, he didn't want to continue that discussion that yes, golden avatar is predicted avatar for Kali Yuga. He immediately changed topic. He said, let's discuss something else. Let's discuss Kalki avatar now. But they know. Why they know? Because they were very, very sincere devotees, and Krishna, he gave them information from their heart. They could understand. The same way, sometimes literally last 2 minutes, and we will have questions and answers. When spiritual master, when we come to Krishna consciousness, it's very interesting. Why some of people, they reciprocate spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, association of devotees quickly. Some of people, they have physical association, and they had physical association of Srila Prabhupada by years, but they didn't accept him as spiritual master, and they did not accept him as some very pure devotee. They thought he's just an ordinary man. So why it's happened? Yeah, like sincerity. Definitely we have explanation about our previous karma, about level of sukriti. Sukriti means like good karma. But Srila Prabhupada gives very clear answer to us that sincerity, if we have that sincerity, Krishna, through Paramatma, he gives hint like that. He gives not just hint, he literally gives, sometimes it's very clear. Because ISKCON is very interesting. Sometimes people come from very very different background, like ex-butcher. But after reading Srila Prabhupada books, he had that inspiration from the heart. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? I should get rid of that activity. This is my spiritual master. That is the proper way to live that life. I want to do that. And my question is, does that butcher have so much good karma and sukriti? No, but because of his sincerity and because of mercy of devotees, for sure. But the main answer, because of Paramatma and Krishna in the heart, he gets that inspiration. And you know, one time I heard class from Sankirtana devotee about Sankirtana. That class was given by Bhakti Ratnakar Ambarisha Maharaj. He is Russian sannyasi. He is disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. He became sannyasi maybe, I'm not sure, maybe around, I will not mention, 7-8 years ago, something like that. Before that, he was brahmachari during 30 years, and he was Sankirtana devotees. And he always was in the top of Sankirtana book distribution in Russia, and actually he always was after India. Like India, I think Pune and Delhi was number one, and Ambarisha Maharaj was in very high position in Sankirtana score. One time it was during book distribution marathon in December. Devotees asked him, when we go to Sankirtana, people on the street, they reject books, and they do it very, very rudely way. They criticize us. Because you know, here in Australia, people are very friendly. But in many countries, it's not like that. So people, they can throw away book to you. They can tell you are mad, you are brainwashed. Why you bring that culture to my country? That culture is not from, for example. Sometimes people distribute books even in Muslim countries. So that question was asked to Ambarisha Maharaj. And Ambarisha Maharaj said, you know what? First of all, we should not criticize them, because Krishna is Paramatma in their heart. And you know what we should do? And that his answer I was completely shocked by his humility. He said, you know what he said? Any guess? He said, we should ask their blessings to keep distributing books. And we should tell, okay, if you don't want that book, not a problem, but maybe someone else would like to get it, just give me your blessings. Just give me the blessings to keep doing my service. And if situation is very difficult or even dangerous, we should keep it in our mind, ask blessings in mind, because Paramatma and Krishna is in the heart. And that answer, like, I have never heard that explanation, and that is level of humility, that is level of Vaishnava qualities. But that actually explains to us that when we go to Sankirtana, Krishna, in the heart of people, Krishna is head of Sankirtana. Krishna gives inspiration to take book or not take book. And also Ambarisha Maharaj, he said, like, when he just shared his stories, he said, we always should pray to Paramatma to bring people who needs that book, who will accept that book, to arrange my meeting with them during that day, because it's not up to Sankirtana devotee, we are just an instrument, it's up to Krishna in the heart and Paramatma. So we have 5 minutes, maybe some questions or comments, please. Yes? Maybe some questions. If I will not know how to answer, I will tell you I don't know how to answer. Please ask. Or maybe if you don't have questions, share some your feedback, or like comments. Maybe you heard some classes about the topic, or you would like to share something. Yes, Prabhuji, please. It's it, yeah. Prabhuji actually, I repeat for those who are watching us online, Prabhuji actually mentioned about Leela from Srila Prabhupada and Subhak Maharaj, and thank you for bringing that point. And actually, Srila Prabhupada, he is the greatest mystic. When we are looking for some mysticism, we are looking for some mystic, this and that. We have Srila Prabhupada. We should not take it cheaply, and we should not take it for granted, because all his mystic powers, not all actually, but some of them are described in Prabhupada Lilamrita. And when we read Prabhupada Lilamrita, we start having that big faith in Srila Prabhupada, that Srila Prabhupada, he is not just an ordinary man. And what Srila Prabhupada did for us, it's not just an ordinary one more yoga school, one more preaching center, or there are so many yoga preachers now, and mystic preachers, and some philosophy preachers. But Srila Prabhupada, he is not one of them. And to understand the position of Srila Prabhupada, we need read Prabhupada Lilamrita, we need to listen that pastimes about Srila Prabhupada. And when we will have faith in Srila Prabhupada, we will have faith in his books. So, maybe some other questions. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.